Shout out Terrell, shout out Nick, shout out Chewy, man, shout out the Shinjas, shout out the whole team, shout out the Shinjas in the scene. I just cop some kitty cat. I just wanna make sure that my bag is fast, so I'm adding. No way subtracting. We gon' run it out, watch our fashion like. I just cop some KIT, like what you mean? I just cop some KIT just for my team. I just be counting up all my blessings. CAT, it's all in reflections. I got kitty cat, what you mean? I got kitty cat, look at me. Walking with the bag on the scene. Shawty looking back at me like, I got kitty cat, what you want? I got kitty cat on my thorn. Yeah, kitty cat on. I'm a kitty cat when I'm gone.
All right, guys. And that song was by Smoke Haze. He is the one that has done the official theme song for Kitty Cat Token. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Crypto Queen channel. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain you, but I will say this. Try to only buy on those red candles. And tonight, we are welcoming the devs from Kitty Cat Token, Nick and Chewy. Guys, welcome to the Crypto Queen channel.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. So, that awesome song, Smoke Haze, huh?
Yeah, he's one of the community members. He, I'm not 100% sure if he bought it in pre-sale, but he definitely bought a bunch after. We actually have a little bit of a competition going to see who's going to have the bigger bag. So it's a little bit of a back and forth between me and him.
Yeah, you can't let him beat you out. You're the dev. Oh. You have to have the biggest bag, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Isn't that how that goes?
Yep. Yeah, I tell him every time we see him in chat on Telegram. Every time I see him buy, I'm going to buy more.
Awesome. So, guys, let's jump right on into the Kitty Cat Token. And everybody that's from my community always knows that whenever I talk about, checking out a token to see if you're interested in investing, one of the main things that we need to know are the devs doxed. And we can see right here, Nick has his face on camera. He's doxed. Chewy's not, unless that's really him. Chewy, is that really a picture of you?
I told you, he's a hairy guy.
It's pretty close, but it's not.
And your accent, are you Swedish?
I'm European, yeah, but
okay.
No, not Swedish. I'm from the Netherlands.
Okay. So let's first go over to your original website. So this was the V1 of the website. Let me share the screen here. And I've gone through this website a couple of times. It's what all the viewers are used to seeing. And it really didn't talk much about what you guys were doing as far as a mission. It did let us know about the tokenomics. So let's go over the tokenomics first. 6% on all buys and sells.
Yep.
So that's 3% going to reflections, 2% to marketing and operations, and 1% to the liquidity pool. Is your contract renounced?
No.
Okay, so does that ever mean that you're going to change up the reflections or any of the transaction fees? If somebody goes to sell, would you increase the sell tax?
No. So we do have the ability to change that stuff, but we are doing that based on a community vote. We're leaving that up to the community. We'll never change it just on a whim or anything like that. We will reduce it from time to time as far as buy tax goes. For special events or giveaways or anything like that. So like right now we have our buy tax we reduced from 6% to 4% until the AMA is actually over. So that's been going on for, I believe, the last 3 days. So get some people in to get a little bit of a better deal. So.
Well, that's cool. Hey, guys, so you got into the end of the AMA to go in and get your kitty cat really cheap.
Yep. The other thing is we have built into our contract, we can change our reflections based on a community, vote. If we decide that, down the line, cats isn't working out or, we want to branch off into a different direction, we have the ability to be able to do that. And we decided that we would leave that up to the community as well.
Okay. So launching like another token.
No. As far as our reflections go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Is your liquidity locked?
It is.
For how long?
1 year currently. We will lock it for longer after the fact.
Where is it locked up at?
Chewy, I believe that's through Pink Sale.
Yeah, it's at locked up at Pink Lock. I can. Yeah.
We have a
Well,
link that will be on our V2 website that goes directly to that.
Okay. What is your total circulating supply?
at the moment, it's about 500 million.
Okay. So let's take a look at your roadmap. Now, what's everything that we have planned for KittyCat token? First of all, before we get there, what inspired you to make the KittyCat token, and how long have you been in crypto?
So I've been in crypto for maybe 2 years, a little over. Just kind of bounced from project to project, investing, buying, selling, random stuff like that. We met a lot of the people that we have on our team and just kind of wanted to make something for ourselves. Chewy, he is absolutely brilliant with anything that has to do with contracts. So we decided we wanted to make something and kind of go from there. We all like cats and wanted to do something fun and cute and kind of go from there. Decided we wanted to make something and kind of go from there.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
to
do
interrupt.
hear a little bit of a feedback. I don't know. It didn't happen during the test, but there is a little bit of a feedback now. Chewy, how about you? What's your story? A little bit of a feedback. I don't know.
Yeah, I also heard a feedback.
During the test, but there's a little bit of feedback. Chewy, how about you? You know what? Maybe we're gonna have to jump out and jump back in. Oh, wait, can we still hear it?
I think.
Let's jump out and jump back in. So go right back to the link. I don't know why this happened. Guys, we'll be right back. I am so sorry. I have no idea how that even happened. That was crazy. That's happened one other time before. I have no idea how it happened, but it has happened before. So I apologize for that. So just sometimes there's a little bit of a glitch with StreamYard, and that does happen. And now we have Chewy back as well. Chewy, can you hear me? Just sometimes there's a little bit of a glitch. I hear it again. It does happen, and now we have Chewy back as well. Chewy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I still hear the feedback.
I hear feedback too. So it's weird because we did do a sound check and it didn't happen during the sound check. So why it's happening now is so strange.
Yeah.
Too. So we're gonna have to jump out again. I don't understand why it's going on, but I'm sorry, we're gonna have to bail again. Be right back. We're gonna have to jump out. Can you hear me? Nick, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just wanted to see if maybe my.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Maybe it's on Chewy's end because it seems like when you and I are talking, it's okay. I wonder if he's somehow having the feedback from his end. Although it's strange because it didn't happen during the sound check.
Yeah,
Very
and I can hear it even in my headset. That's weird.
yeah. So let's bring Chewy back in. All right, Chewy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. Sometimes that happens. That happened a few not podcasts ago, but Another time, I never figured out what it was. It seemed to have just been a glitch with StreamYard, so I apologize, everyone. That stinks. Not a good way to kick things off. But Chewy, we were waiting for your cryptocurrency story. How did you get involved in cryptocurrency?
Well, actually, I got started with cryptocurrency like in January 2021. Was my first investment was Dogecoin actually. I bought it in like just below a cent and made a nice buck on that. And after that, I was introduced to the Binance Smart Chain by a colleague of mine, and that's how I found out some different projects. Lost some money on, actually lost quite a bit on a lot of scams, and it actually inspired me to learn how to do the Solidity side myself to make a contract that's safe and secure, and that people are safe to invest in.
So you're a coder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. That's good because not too many developers are. They usually hire people out to do their contract and do everything else that's going on with their website or their interface. So it's nice to know that one of the devs is schooled in Solidity. I think it's not terribly important, but it does make a huge difference, I think, with understanding that everything that's going on with your contract. So that's good. So let's share the screen again, because I did want to, you do have some pretty big news as far as you have a V2 of your website. Is that something I can share with the audience, or is that something that you're, going to debut? Oh, too late. It's already there. Sorry.
For sure. Let's throw it out there.
Okay, so let's talk about, before we hit the website, let's talk about exactly what is it that you're looking to accomplish with KittyCat. I know you talked about protecting investors from bad investments, but what is the gist of KittyCat? Why should people invest in this token?
One sec. I'm trying to keep up here, but I've got a delay real bad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me see if I can change something here. No, it's not your fault. Let's see here. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. Yep. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
I wonder if the delay went away.
I don't think so.
Well, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I was just getting maybe about 3 seconds after everybody talked, it would start saying what you were saying as I was hearing it live as well.
Oh, okay.
It was doing it on my speaker as well. Now I have it only doing it on my microphone. So yeah, that works out pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so what was your question? Sorry.
That's okay. Why should everybody invest in KittyCat token? What is the premise of KittyCat token? Why is this a good investment?
So basically what we wanted to do was we wanted a place for people to go that they felt safe, that they can ask any questions they want. They're not going to get banned immediately from chat just for asking a question. We've all been in those Telegram chats. You ask a question to the community and they just scream FUD and they kick you out. You're banned immediately. That's not going to happen here. We wanted to build something safe, and we want to keep it that way, and we want the community's input in things that we do. So, yeah.
Okay, that sounds really good. So now is when we should jump on over to that website of yours so that you can talk exactly about what your blueprint is going to be with KittyCat token. And Chewy, what am I looking at right here?
Well, you're looking at our V2 website at the moment. Let me open it also up. Let me also open it myself. It's a bit easier than watching it in the screen. You're starting off with our V2 website, the Pancake Swap interface, just showing you how to buy it, and if we go down a bit, it's still a bit work in progress, but we'll have a nice story. We'll might hold KittyCat. the aspects of our contract and our token. So at the moment we're reflecting in cat coin. To our holders, 3% of our taxes go there. That's 50% of the taxes in total. We've got a contract that's safe, like with a hard-coded minimum max transaction amount of 0.1% of the total supply. We can change the max transaction amount, but we can't set it below 0.1%. Then the contract will say, "Hey, that's not going to work. You can't stop trading. Don't do this." So it also won't accept it. It's same with the taxes. It has a hard-coded maximum of 12.5%. We can't go over that. And yeah, well, essentially we try to eradicate the contract of all functions that are exploitable by the owners. So we don't have any functions that can be exploited, and that's gonna cost our investors money.
Okay, do you want to talk about this anti-whale dump system? Because that's what everybody wants to hear about, anti-whale, being protected from people with big, huge dumps. Has that been implemented? The anti-dump system?
Well, yeah, it's implemented in the sense that the max transaction amount, it's currently set at 6 million tokens. So you can't sell more than 6 million tokens in one go. And this also ensures a fair price for our contract to sell tokens to buy Catcoin for holders as to get them all fair rewards.
Okay, so let's scroll down and take a look at the rest of it. And from here, we just talk about your tokenomics. Now, what are some of the utilities that you're going to put in place? Is that something that you can share with the community yet? Because I know that you said you had some things you wanted to talk about. I don't know if now's that time.
So we've been kind of teasing the chat in Telegram a little bit and on Twitter as far as what the 9 lives system. So I guess if you want to talk about it, Chewy, I can kind of go into a little bit of detail on that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's not going to be called the 9 lives system. It's going to be called 9 lives staking. So what that is going to be is it's going to be a non-traditional form of staking, to where you stake your KittyCat tokens. Not only will you still receive cat's reflections or whatever we happen to be reflecting in at the time, you will also receive whatever pool you are in. So we are going to start this with one staking pool. It is going to be a term of 40 days, as well as, so that leads us into the 9 lives. So with a 40-day pool, we figured that was going to be the best amount of time to go with the name, as well as give people enough time to be staked for there to be enough volume of buys and sells for it to be profitable for people with smaller bags. We're not in it just for whales to get paid. We want everybody to make as much money as possible. So we wanted to have a much longer term as far as the staking pool went. So we're going to have 40-day periods. We will switch those out after that 40 days to another token. We're not quite sure how we're going to work. If maybe a week or a couple of days before we decide as a team, okay, we've got 4 or 5 different options. Let's put this to the community as a vote as far as what we're going to switch that staking pool to for the next round. We'll have more details as we get a little closer to that coming out. But yeah, so the other thing that's kind of nice with that is we wanted it to be extremely safe. We didn't want to have it be exploitable in any way. So what we're doing is every time you stake KittyCat tokens in whatever pool we have, it creates a individual contract to use specifically. It's not everybody's tokens in the entire project lumped together. Your staking pool is your staking pool specifically. You are the only one that has access to that contract that is created when you stake into that specific pool.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So in order to do that, are you going to have a dashboard on your website?
We are going to try to integrate that into our D app that we are developing at the moment.
When do you think you're going to have that done?
I don't want to put any kind of a time frame on it, just because we want to be able to test it. We want to be able to work with it and make sure that it is 100% safe. I could say it could be 2 weeks from now, but I don't want to promise any kind of a date and we run into a snag where, hey, we found an issue with the coding to where this might be exploitable and it take another 3 or 4 days. I don't want to overpromise. I don't want to undersell.
Okay. And of course, you are available on the Binance Smart Chain, so
Yep.
through PancakeSwap. So would that DApp be accessible just directly from a Trust wallet?
Yeah. Yep. It would be Trust Wallet, MetaMax, whatever wallet you happen to have, I suppose.
Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty exciting. Did your community know that was coming? Did they have suspicions?
we've been kind of teasing it. So what was it? A couple of days ago, I was in the main chat teasing the 9 Live system, and people were asking for hints and stuff like that. So I'd maybe post a GIF of steaks cooking or something along those lines. So I've been kind of leading little breadcrumbs, but nothing too crazy.
Anything beyond staking?
At the moment, no.
But the staking is going to be big. I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
we certainly hope so.
right. I think anytime that you have the potential of, instead of just having your token sitting there and hoping that the price goes up, that you're able to tuck them away and
Yep.
accumulate more, that's always big. It doesn't matter what token it's for. It's always nice to add to your bag. And the reflections do make a big difference.
Yeah.
So
And what's nice with this system is not only will you get the staking rewards, you will also receive reflections as well at the same time. And like I said earlier, we do have the ability, if we so chose, to change what our native reflection is, and we'll have the option to change our staking pool reflections.
So people that have their token staked might earn additional reflections.
Yeah, so let's say this: you stake your kitty cat, and we have our first staking pool is BNB. You'll get, based off of volume, you'll get BNB. Based off of volume, you will also receive cat's reflections, cat coin. So you'll get both of those just right then and there.
That's really good. And I actually think a lot of tokens should start going that way, because it's fine to earn your native token. That's normally what it is. But I think there's something for people to just be able to earn a stable coin. I think that should be the future of reflections, because this way, hey, this is what I've earned. And this is never going to change. The value of what I've earned is never going to change.
Yeah.
There it is. And I'm always going to have it.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool.
And that's what's kind of, and like I said earlier, Chewy, he's absolutely brilliant with contracts and, solidity and all that stuff, far and beyond what my capabilities would be. I'm the pretty face that talks to people. So,
let's make you a little bigger next so people can
there
see the pretty face. There he is, everybody.
So it's one of those deals where, we had it built in the contract to where we can change our native reflections as well. So it could be a situation where, if something doesn't work out down the line and, cat coin, the reflections into that don't work out, we can always swap that to something else, and we still have our staking pools as well. So that is going to be a 40-day change no matter what. We can set our native reflections to be in whatever else we want it to be as well. So, we always have options available, and that's kind of what we wanted to do going forward.
And how many hours a week are you guys working on this project?
Far too many. I have a day job. I know Chewy has a day job. It's a lot of our team members have day jobs, and it's pretty much when I'm off of work, I'm getting yelled at for being on my phone or computer. So
I'm sure you do, because it's an extraordinary amount of work. Even people that are developers and this is all that they're focused on, they're working like 20 hours a day. So I can't imagine that you have to contend with a full-time job and then come home and be the developer of a cryptocurrency. It has to be an extraordinary amount of work. So
Yeah.
I have your team pulled up on the screen now, of course, Nick and Chewy. Let's talk about some of the other people that are on your team to give them their kudos.
Yeah, for sure.
Azriel?
Yeah, Ashfield is our well, he's part of our design team, and he's also the guy that is in charge of our Discord. He's he's a Discord community manager, and he's also making chill templates.
How about Mando?
Please go away.
Mendo is
Yes.
actually the big guy behind the V2 website.
Okay.
Love you,
And
buddy.
he also designed the pretty white paper for us, and also he's the guy behind the logo. He's doing full-time design work for us.
Okay, that's cool. How about Bones?
Yeah, Bones and Tariel are both our shill masters. They lead our shill raids on the Discord on our Telegram channel, and they steer them. They steer our shillers to where they have to be.
Okay, good. So as we can see on the screen, there's all of your social medias that are going to be, I assume when you hit those, they're going to be links that will bring the people to your Twitter, to the Reddit, to Telegram, and to your Discord channel as well.
Yeah, they should actually work already.
Oh,
Yeah,
they do? Okay.
They work.
So you do have moderators sitting in the Discord and the Telegram?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And are they doing it for free? Are they paid in kitty tokens?
So we did an initial team payment of a specific amount of tokens. As far as future pay, it's something that we're looking at. It won't be in KittyCat tokens. It will be either in BNB, BUSD, something along those lines, but it won't be anything that is going to impact the project.
Meaning that, let's say they paid somebody in the KittyCat token and they decided to just dump their entire bag, their entire paycheck, it would affect the chart. So this is why they're going to pay them otherwise.
Yeah, and those and to speak a little bit on that, it's one of those things where all of our initial payments were all in KittyCat token. So we distributed 50 million tokens between, I believe it was 17 different people. So that was their initial payment to do everything, to get everything set up, to work with us, as we build it and, build something solid. We've also, none of them, and especially me and Chewy, none of us have any intention of ever selling those. We've invested all of our cat coin rewards, or reinvested all of our cat coin rewards, and I mean, we all continue to do so because we have faith that we're working towards something good here.
Are any of your wallets locked?
No, I mean, I would lock mine. I don't particularly mind that, but that's not something that we have done yet.
Okay. So now we are taking a look at your V1 website. Let's jump back to the roadmap. Now, you do have a lot of things that are checked off on this roadmap. Let's say, number 2, you have your V2 website up. Have you guys gotten to the CoinMarketCap listing yet?
So I submitted both of those applications for CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. I have not gotten any communication back from them as far as those are concerned yet.
Just for the viewers that are watching, you just don't automatically get put on CoinMarketCap. You have to have a certain amount of volume for a certain amount of days to even qualify to get on that. That's why sometimes newer projects, if you go to investigate them, they're not going to be on CoinMarketCap. Have you tried CoinViewCap?
I have not. I have heard of that. I actually went through their website a couple of nights ago, and I, for the life of me, could not find a spot that gave me any information as far as what information they want or an application of any kind. There's a couple other websites that I've looked at as well, as far as like a CoinMarketCap or a CoinGecko go. And I there's 2 or 3 that I have still yet to go through. Obviously, CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko being the big ones. Those ones are done. CoinView, I have looked at that one. but I have an email into their support as to what application they want me to fill out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So step 3 and step 4, that's pretty much where you guys are focusing right now. You're doing your you're going to have a merchandise store?
I am in progress on that. We are looking at options. I have reached out to a couple of companies as far as that goes. One of the big things that I want to be able to do is if we're going to do any kind of a merchandise store, I want to partner with a company that is going to accept cryptocurrency as a payment.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. Was there a question? No questions yet. Probably some of these people are from your team. That's the dream, Lou. We're all going to get there. And then somebody says, Chewy sounds like Matt Mortier from TARP. Are you from TARP? Is that you? Are you
I
from
don't know
TARP?
who it is.
And Sherry says, merch, cool. All right. So talk about other things that you have. Listen, are you going to do NFTs?
So that is actually something that we have talked about as a team. So I know, okay, let's see here. How do I word this?
Is this another secret I'm going to drag out of you? I don't want you to leak too much.
No.
Really.
It's not that. So NFTs are something that I feel like are a little bit of a money grab for certain projects. They cost very little to make. People go absolutely nuts for them. NFTs are huge. Something that we're kind of looking into it. It's kind of hard as far as what direction we want to go with it. So something that I was kind of thinking about as far as that goes, and it's not set in stone, is to do an NFT line to where all the proceeds from the NFTs are donated directly to a charity.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like a cat shelter?
Something like that. Any kind of a charity, as far as animal shelter or something along those lines. Yeah. But yeah, it stay in the 4-legged realm for sure.
Right. The reason that I said that is because everybody is going to launch NFTs. Every time you talk to somebody, their new project, of course, we're going to do NFTs.
Yep.
But do you plan to have any utilities that are attached to the NFTs?
That is also something that we have discussed. We're not 100% sure, but it's definitely something we are looking into.
Because there are projects that, they just, instead of having just their simple old regular JPEG NFTs, depending on the rarity of the NFT, they're going to be able to unlock certain things with, maybe more reflections, or if you get your DApp up and running, just a little bit of extra rewards depending on if you're lucky enough to get that particular NFT. So that's always a good way to kind of, sell the NFTs, because you never know what you're going to get. When you hit the mint button, you never know what you're going to get. Your NFT arrives to you, and you don't know if you're going to be like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Did I get the golden ticket one, or did I get the one that's just like a lame little baby in a diaper type of thing?
Yeah.
Nothing special about it. So
you want that nice rare one that gives you something behind it.
Right. You want somebody smoking a joint with sunglasses. Apparently, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
The joints are a big thing. So something with that just extra little bit of rarity. So it would be really cool if you guys could do that, because I don't know. Would it be possible to do that with the tokenomics, Chewy? You're the Solidity guy. Would it be possible to award certain NFTs the way that your contract is written?
Yeah, that sure is possible. That's actually also how we plan to implement the staking, because it would be driven by volume. And by doing that, I would set up another contract, and a contract that essentially distributes both the marketing budget and the rewards for the staking. But that's also something that can be implemented for utility for NFTs, for example.
Okay. Now I noticed that, let's go over to your chart right now, just so everybody can, hold on, let me hit this button.
I actually have that pulled up right here too.
So we're at a place of accumulation. We can see that probably your pre-salers did take their profits, and now you've entered that phase where you shook out your whale, whoever that was. You shook out the whale, and now you've entered into a stage of accumulation. So let me ask you, because it's so abnormal to see a project with the price point of where yours is at. So yours is 3 zeros in the price only, 2227, meaning that if someone were to buy 1,000,000 tokens, it would cost $222 right now for 1,000,000 tokens. But that's because your token supply is so low. Why didn't you guys launch the token with like a gabillion tokens, like a 50
So
bajillion sextillion tokens? Why this small amount?
the problem with a lot of those tokens that have, just a billion zeros in their name or in their price is I feel like they're somewhat associated with rug projects. It's not very often that you see a project that is, they have a relatively low supply. I mean, ours was 1 billion. We have 500 million circulating. So, we did that initial 50% burn. It's something to where you're getting a little more value as you grow, rather than you need hundreds of thousands of dollars put into something to slowly grow just a little tiny bit. You know what I mean?
Right. So it looks like you had some nice buys today, which is good. Probably
Yeah.
people taking advantage and realizing that, okay, that big whale is gone. They've dumped. So now we've entered into this phase, because this is where I always tell my people to get in. Once you got the big guys getting out, now's the time to get in once you've entered that stage of accumulation. Hello, Mrs. NFT Queen. How are you? So, I mean, to me, the chart looks good. This is where I would enter this project right now. It would be too scary to enter it if it was, over in this area where your first big green candles were. Did you have a fair launch?
Yeah,
So
we did.
yep. So we initially started with a pre-sale. We had kind of high expectations, and we missed the mark by, I think it was about 15 BNB. So right after that had happened, we issued the refund through Pink Sale and started a fair launch. And it was kind of funny. We almost hit the mark that we wanted to on pre-sale at fair launch. So yeah, it worked out pretty well.
That's good. So the Destroyer says, I agree. This project getting to a penny is really not that far away. It's not. You only
No.
have to burn 2 zeros for it to get there.
Yep.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
well-
one of the positives of launching with a smaller token count, which is good. So right now, let's see, according to Dex Tools, you have about 169 holders, but Dex Tools is not always great with the exact holder count. I find that Etherscan is more reliable. Do you know what your exact holder count is?
Let's see. I'm on PooCoin right now.
I've
It
got
says-
170.
Yep, 170.
Okay. So still very early here. Like that's only 170 holders. So it's still very, very early. And for anybody that's just joining, like Mrs. NFT Queen, they are going to be launching staking soon. They're going to have a DApp where you can begin to stake your KittyCat token. And the ticker symbol for this is cat or kit.
Kit. K-I-T.
KIT. So if you're interested, it is on the Binance Smart Chain. So very little gas fees on over there. You can get it through PancakeSwap, through your Trust wallet, or through your MetaMask wallet. And this is relatively a new project. When did you guys launch?
March 13th.
Wow. So it's not even a month old.
Nope.
And you're already talking about having your DApp and doing staking. And here's the thing that I like. They're talking about doing staking not only with their native token, but possibly down the line doing it with a stable coin as well, which I think is a great idea. I think that that's going to attract more people because it's a stable coin. No matter what happens with your price, oh, I still have my stable coin. That's always going to be stable. So to me, that's always a plus whenever you see reflections in those stable coins. I like it better.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely stuff that has been talked about as far as our team goes. me and Chewy anytime we have a decision to make, we always take it back to the team. And like I said, we have a team of 18 people. So we get a pretty good group of people that, that they're not afraid to tell us, hey, we don't really like that idea, or maybe we can change it to this, or maybe we can change it to that. So we got a lot of people, a lot of minds working to make things as good as we possibly can.
When do you foresee that you're going to be able to leave your job and just focus on KittyCat Token?
That would be a pretty good day. I don't particularly see that happen anytime soon, but it's definitely something that we strive for. Definitely.
What about you, Chewy?
Yeah, I actually like my day job also, but I really like working on the project, and if there ever comes a possibility to quit my job to work on it full time, yeah, it's a no doubter.
Okay. Are you a coder for your job?
No, I'm actually a chemist.
You're a chemist? Wow. So you got to be super smart. You know how to code and you're mixing stuff. You've got to be really smart. Right? Or did you cheat at school? Did you cheat on your tests? You can tell us. Look,
I
we
would
can't even
never.
see your face. You can tell the truth, Chewy.
I would never.
Okay. What do you do for a day job, Nick?
Me, I have done HVAC, so furnaces, air conditioners. I've done electrical. I do a little bit of everything. My specialty is HVAC equipment. I've done that for 12 years now.
So this is about to be your busy season when everybody starts turning on their air conditioning, depending on where you are here in the Northeast. It's starting to get a little warmer, so those air conditioner units will be kicked on soon.
Oh, yeah.
Not soon enough because the heaters are still on. It's still that cold up here.
I typically, me, myself, I don't get too terribly busy. I train a lot of people, and I field a lot of phone calls. So.
Oh, so you're the phone guy. You're the guy that's like, hey, okay, I'll send somebody to deal with it. That's you.
So I do it all. I install, I do service, I do answer the phone, everything.
What inspired you to name this kitty cat? Why not some Inu or something like that? Why kitty cat?
We wanted something original and not gimmicky. That's pretty much
just that
it.
cut and dry.
Yeah.
That's the first time I got a nice cut and dry answer like that from anybody ever. Just because didn't want anything gimmicky.
We didn't want to be gimmicky. We didn't want to get silly, and
I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely.
We didn't want mini cat or lava cat or whatever. We wanted to be our own thing.
Okay. Do you have a special love for cats? Is that why you went with cat?
So I'm kind of hit or miss on cats. The cats that I have owned in my life, I have had 4 cats, and those have been the greatest cats I have ever had in my life. They have all been somewhat outdoors cats, and they have really not particularly liked the rest of the family. They kind of cling on to me for some reason.
Oh yeah. And no dogs? You don't want to name it the dog token?
No, no dog tokens. I have 2 dogs myself. I have a boxer and I have a Great Dane. My boxer is pure white. She's been deaf since birth.
Oh.
And yeah, she is a fantastic dog though. She's kind of like a walking recessive gene. Being the white color kind of messes with their genetics a little bit. So she's slowly going blind. She's only 4 years old and she's almost 100% blind.
Oh man.
So
there's something about the white animals. They're either deaf or blind. Yeah, that's so strange and sad.
That dog is very much so my dog. She was bought for my son when he was maybe a year old. He picked her out. Well, I picked her out. She was the white one and the runt of the litter. She's about 1/3 the size of all of her brothers and sisters. And this dog has to be touching me at any given time. If she feels the garage door open, she's sitting at the top of the stairs waiting for me every single day. Has to be touching me.
That's so sweet.
Oh yeah.
You should have named the token after her.
I don't think a Zoe token would go so well.
Oh, I think it would. I mean, there are some crazy names out there.
There certainly are, yeah.
There really are, like, insane, crazy things. So when do you think you're gonna have this merch store going?
I have emailed a couple of companies. I have only heard back from one, and we're kind of talking back and forth as far as that goes. So there would be a lot of design in, designing back and forth as far as, what we wanted to do. Myself, I was thinking, like hoodies, t-shirts, hats, stuff like that with our actual logo on it, and then maybe something on the shoulder as far as like a QR code, so where people can scan it with their cell phone or something along those lines.
Right.
Maybe hide it in the actual logo somehow. But yeah, it's a process. It's a lot of back and forth. So
I find coffee cups to be very popular.
I
Everybody
tell you
wants a
what,
cup
if
of
we make a coffee cup,
coffee.
I will
Mhm.
send you one.
Yeah, that's everybody wants to get coffee cup because you can never have enough. You're
Yeah.
leaving them everywhere. They're in your car, or they're at the office, or wherever you go. You're leaving a trail, so you can definitely never have enough of those.
For
Okay,
sure.
so we have a question here from Gaming Chipmunk. Is the logo going to stay, or like some projects, logo over time change, get more cute or serious, for example?
I mean, I kind of like our logo. It was created by one of our graphics guys. He did all the branding and coloring and everything. I think that's there to stay.
The kitty cat? As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull it up. So those white things, obviously, they're the whiskers, right? Or are they supposed to be teeth?
I think they're kind of strings,
Strings?
kind of like the guy's wearing a kitty cat hat.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. You know what? I am not even kidding you. Dude, I am so embarrassed. You guys, I didn't even realize this was a kid wearing a hat. I just saw this little face right under here. I, for real, thought that was a cat and those were his whiskers. I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have this channel. You guys never should listen to me. What is wrong with me? Although, to be honest, I need glasses and I rarely ever put them on because there's a glare in them on the
I'm the
camera.
same
But
exact
oh,
way. I should be
gosh,
wearing glasses right now, but
I'm a fool. How did I not see this? Oh my goodness gracious.
he kind of hides down there.
Oh my, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's my defense. It was hidden. Not a good defense. That was not a good defense. But you do have white papers too, so let me go
Yep.
ahead and share the link with those. And you recently launched the white papers. It wasn't too long ago, it seems like, that you
Yeah.
sent me the message and we kind of went through them.
Yeah.
So why hold basically is it a little more in depth than the website, or is it's looking pretty much like the website? Hold on a second.
I think we wanted to kind of keep the theme the same. So
Okay.
the white paper is accessible through the website, and we wanted to kind of keep them similar as far as the design went.
Okay. Yeah, he's a gaming chipmunk. Gaming chipmunk is saying it looks like a little bit Japanese style, and that's why it did throw me off because it does. I didn't see the little guy. My bad. So what are your long-term plans beyond we have the staking coming up, the DApp coming, obviously the DApp is going to happen before the staking, the merch store, NFT project. What do you foresee going on after that?
As of right now, I think, and I think everybody else would agree, that is more than enough to keep us busy for quite a while.
That's very true. It's
Yeah.
yeah. And Chewy, are you making the DApp all by yourself?
No, actually, we have a Python coder who is working with us and he's currently developing the back end and the front end of the app.
Okay. I don't know anything about coding and how
No.
long that takes exactly. How long does it, let's say if you had a team of 2 guys, how long would it take somebody to code that? Like, is that something that if 2 guys worked on it like a full-time job, how long would it take them to finish that?
Well, yeah, it depends very much on what functionalities you want the app to have. it's not something that you can say it's gotten clear 1 day, 2 days, 3 days work. It's really something that it's fully dependent on the features that you're gonna have on the app, and we are looking into a few things. So it can take. It's a little bit more complicated than the standard DF for just viewing rewards.
Okay. Do you guys throw any kind of, like right now, you've kind of switched up your tokenomics a little bit to be more enticing for people to buy, like right when the AMA is over, that will end. Do you frequently do that? Do you foresee like your people rating Twitter to make a big announcement like, hey, right now, 0% buy tax? And
I mean, I don't believe we can go to 0%. So Chewy might be able to explain that a little bit better, much like you, as far as the coding and stuff goes. That is way above my head.
so
Yeah.
before you start to answer, I'm so sorry, Chewy.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
Is your smart contract set up in a way that your buy and sell tax have to be exactly the same?
Sort of. We have a function that we can. There's if you have the standard contract, they'll be the same, but we have a function that can maximum double the sell tax, so we can have the buy tax lower than the sell tax.
Okay. Well, that's good. I like that because if it were up to me, I'd rather every single project that I was in, especially if I'm a hodler, I'd want the sell taxes to be significantly higher than the buy taxes because it punishes people who want to dump our token, right? Kind of hits them on the way out the door. Goodbye to you. Now you're going to be paying extra. So I never mind a larger sale tax. That's just how I feel about it. But there are, like you said, some contracts where they can't even do that. They have to match the buy tax and the sell tax. So I'm always happy to hear that when people don't have that particular kind of contract. So you didn't rate good on Token Sniffer. And like I said, the only reason that I even look at Token Sniffer is just to make sure that whatever token I'm looking at is not a honeypot, because really that's the only thing that you can really trust it with. And the reason that you rank so low is because your contract is not renounced. So any contract that is not renounced, they're going to give a crappy score to.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's a lot to say about, contracts that have renounced ownership if all you're doing is buying and selling that token. So if we were to renounce the ownership of this, we wouldn't be able to do staking. We wouldn't be able to do the buy and sell tax going up or down, or we wouldn't be able to do giveaways and stuff like that. So we felt like, it's, renouncing a contract is nice. People will feel safe. But we kind of earn people's trust by doing what we say we're going to do. The contract is what it is. Even before we were live on pre-sale, we had our contract verified and was out for a week before so that people could check it out. We gave out the contract address, all that good stuff, so that people could verify it and check for themselves.
right. So we have Gaming Chipmunk says that he likes that not to be the case, the higher sell tax, because he feels like that can be attributed to rug pull projects and it might scare away investors. But I don't always think that's the case. People like me that hodl long term, I don't mind the extra high sale tax. Doesn't bother me.
So what we're kind of thinking, and obviously with currently we have it set to where 50% of all the taxes go towards holder rewards. We feel like we can do better. We're going to attempt to do better. In fact, we are going to do better. We're going to try to hit right around 75% of all taxes get paid back to holders. Once staking is live and do all that stuff, it's going to be a situation where we are going to change the taxes a little bit to where it compensates to where you're kind of you're getting the same distribution of rewards from staking as well as your native reflections.
Now, I'm going to ask the big question that everybody always asks whenever there's a new token on the scene: when exchange?
So I have actually been in contact with a few. There have been a couple to where I haven't answered their emails because they do not support tokenomics. My biggest thing, and our team as a whole, is an exchange, a listing, a swap is not going to help us if we can't put that towards the holders. We want the holders to be able to profit from being on an exchange. So we've looked into Dojo Swap. We've looked into a couple of others as far as ones that support tokenomics. Obviously, that is a little bit further down the line. You got to have the money to be able to do it. Obviously, I have no problem doxing and KYCing and all that fun stuff. So that's not a problem. It's just a matter of coming up with the funds and the liquidity to be able to support, the project. So it's definitely in the works. It's just we're not going to list somewhere that isn't going to support paying out to our holders.
Okay, that's understandable. But like Dojo Swap, so their listing fee is very low, but you do have to have a certain amount of, these guys can't just send them tokens and say, okay, this is for that. They have to have matching Ethereum for whatever tokens they're putting on that exchange. So they might have to come up with like 50 ETH worth of tokens. I don't even know if it's that low. I'm just throwing out a number. It could be significantly higher than that. I have no idea. But it's not just as easy as transferring tokens. It's a lot of money has to physically be in there for that to happen.
Yeah.
So that's always the big question. Everybody always wants to know when exchange, when that's going to happen. So you have been doing investigating.
Yep.
You just don't know when it's going to happen, but you definitely are only going to go on exchanges that do support your tokenomics.
Absolutely. And like I said, the reasoning behind that is it's all fine and well to have the exposure of a big exchange, saying, hey, we've got KittyCat, come and get it, but you don't get anything out of it as a holder. Yeah, you can buy and sell it, but you aren't going to get any reflections. You aren't going to be able to utilize the staking side of things. It doesn't work out very well for the holder to be on an exchange that doesn't support that.
Right, I understand that. And another thing about having your contract not be renounced is that you're able to have control over certain wallets. Like you can blacklist certain wallets and that's what happened when the Bitmart hacker hacked a lot of these tokens. Bitmart got hacked and there was a lot of tokens there that, like, let's take for instance Pikachu Inu. They were unable to blacklist that dude's wallet. So then that token is basically dead because he took 50% of their supply. Everything was on Bitmart. So that it killed the project.
Really?
So I think it's important to be able to have that kind of control. I'm not saying that you guys would willy-nilly start blacklisting wallets, but I think it's important. Or like Sata Realty, somebody broke the buy limit, although it was their fault, and they in turn blacklisted those wallets. I think it's important for whatever reason to have that kind of control, as long as you trust your devs, like you're doxed.
Yeah.
There's a certain bit of trust with that.
I'm pretty positive that we don't have that function. Chewy would can speak a little bit on that, but I don't believe that we have the ability to blacklist anything.
No, that's actually something that that would need to put trust in the developers, and that's actually something that we didn't want to put in because you should be able to trust the contract. And also for the staking contracts, it before we go live with it, we're gonna make 100% sure it's safe. And actually, that's also why we are opting to do it in different lockers. So everyone's tokens will be in a separate locker that only the owner will have access to. That's also to keep those kind of risks non-existent.
Yeah, if I had a contract, I would want to blacklist people just because I ran through that situation when Bitmart got hacked. There was a lot of smaller projects that they got really hurt. They got burned.
Yeah.
So are you guys going to be releasing, I don't know if there's going to be another thing, a play to earn game?
We don't have any I guess we don't have any plans as far as like a game or anything like that goes. No.
No,
That's
everybody's
a
coming
lot
up with
of
play to earn games now.
that's
Everybody's
a
got them
lot of
going, and
coding and a lot of contract, and yeah, I don't even, and like I said, I'm just like you, Tammy. As far as coding goes and contracts and all that, it's
yep.
Chewy is the genius behind that, and I'm sure his head would explode trying to figure out that.
Chewy, you can't make like a Pac-Man type of game real quick, just
Just
something you
kitty cat
bang
head.
out overnight,
Well,
real
something like
fast.
that could be possible, but at the moment we're focusing on the things we've studied before, and I think we've got our hands full with that already.
Right.
So yeah, in due time we'll have a look at things and see where we can expand.
I think that's true. I think the people are more interested in how they're going to earn money, not so much the play to earn game, but when is the staking going to be there? When can we start to make serious buck with Kitty Cat token? And as we can see, we'll take another look at your chart here. Now is actually a really good time to get into Kitty Cat token, and it is on the Binance Smart Chain, which means very low gas fees. Normally, people are happy to see tokens hit certain exchanges like Bitmart because it's normally an Ethereum token. So if you were to buy it off MetaMask, you're looking at a ginormous gas fee. Maybe you only want to buy $100 worth of a token, but you're spending 40 or $50 in transaction fees and GUI. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But being that you are on Pancake, I mean, it kind of like is, if you know how to work it, it's really fast and easy. It kind of is like being on an exchange anyway, I think, because it's so inexpensive, really.
Yeah, it's kind of hit or miss. Yeah, it's just some of those exchanges, they have a lot of outreach, and I see the gaming chipmunk comment here. Listing is important, but I think advertising is more important. And I would agree with that a lot. Advertising is a lot better than putting yourself in a spot where it's not going to be profitable for everybody. A lot of those exchanges where they don't support tokenomics is we don't support your tokenomics, but we do give a kickback to you guys as far as the dev team goes, and that might be only 0.01%, but in a grand scheme of things, that's a lot of money that's getting paid out to the dev team that could be better spent being distributed to your holders.
Does that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't really.
Yep. There's you can pay a certain amount for a listing on an exchange that doesn't support tokenomics, or even ones that do, and they say, oh, you get 0.001% of every transaction.
Okay, wow.
Yeah,
I've heard about paying to get on exchanges. I think you're the first dev to ever say they give you a little bit of a kickback, a little bit.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
We're
That's
not looking,
amazing.
Yeah, we're not looking to profit off of our holders. We want it to be something to where if we're on an exchange and you are using that exchange, you should get reflections from that. If you're buying and selling on that exchange, you should get the same as everybody else that's buying and selling off a Pancake Swap. Right. You guys should all be equal. It shouldn't be these people are above these people.
My mind is still blown. I had no idea. How did I not know that? That's crazy.
So a lot of those are for, let's say, like a fiat on ramp, as far as like credit card transactions go. So let's say they on their exchange, people can buy your token with just their credit card. Well, they get their portion. Oh, we'll give you guys a kickback for every transaction is so much. It's a fraction of a percent, but after a while, that adds up.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what exchange it is too, because it certainly does add up. All those trades that are going on throughout the day, endless amounts of people. So that's crazy. Gaming Chipmunk. Let's see what he has to say here. They've already launched. H Manos. They've already launched. They are available on Pancake Swap. Gaming Chipmunk said is right. Look at other projects and their listings, and after listing hypes, how they drop.
Yep.
So this is, a good place to get into KittyCat because they just lost one of their big whales, which is what you love to see. You like to see the whales get out. You could see that red candle there, like to get them out of the way, enter that phase of accumulation. And then this is where you enter. This is where you get in. And this is where you start packing your bags, adding to your bags, holding your bags, and praying that the candle starts to go up, right? Which we do. We see the candles going up right down at the bottom. We could see that. Some buys, which is good. So, what we've discussed the long-term plans with Kitty Cat Token. You do have a lot going on. The DApp coming up, the staking coming up, which is really good. You're not wanting to give dates, which I think is smart because look how many projects do give dates. They don't meet the
Yeah.
dates, and then people get all upset and they start hammering them on Twitter. As
Yep.
far as I can see, your community has been pretty untouched on Twitter. There's really not been anything negative that's been said about you. How are things going in your Telegram group? Are things staying positive over there?
Yeah. We've got a pretty tight knit group of people. It's one of those situations where here, let's see, I have it right here, I believe. So you've got 842 members. We've obviously done some Telegram promotions and stuff like that to try to get a little bit of a base going. I'm going to fair to bet that a pretty good number of that is bots. We actually have a safeguard against that built into our Telegram channel. So if you don't click the captcha where it says you're not a bot, you have to physically click that. If the first thing that you say is a link or contains a hyperlink or a link to something else, you get booted immediately. So that's to kind of safeguard our community from just massive amounts of spam and bots just flooding the group.
Right. So you do have over 1,000 followers on Twitter as well. So you do have a good following on Twitter and on Telegram. So I wonder if these people are just waiting to get in because you have about 170 holders when last we checked, and you have over 1,000 followers here and 1,000 followers over there. What is it you'd like to say to people to entice them, to get them to invest in Kitty Cat Token, to see the potential that you see with this project?
Basically, it's one of those things where join the Telegram, ask any questions you want. We always have somebody that is there available to answer your questions. They're not going to lie to you. They're going to shoot you straight. You got a question about a wallet. If it's one of our team wallets, we'll tell you exactly what the deal is. When we first started, shortly after pre-sale, we got asked about the team wallets. They say, "Well, whose wallet's this?" "Oh, that's actually my wallet." "Well, why do you have so many tokens?" "Well, this is why." We explained the situation. They said, "Oh, okay, cool." Transparency. Just like talking about the situation with listing on an exchange where the developers get a kickback. You saying that that's the first time you've ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
That boggles my mind because anybody that goes and applies to be on any kind of exchange, they have a breakdown of everything that they're going to pay, what they're going to get, their entire package. It's all right there. They know what the deal is. We're not here to take people's money. We're not here to rob them. We wanted to build a safe community where people can go, they can do what they want. They can talk to the developers. They can talk to me, Chewy, send me a DM. I will 9 times out of 10, I'll probably answer it if I'm not asleep. So, yeah.
Okay. So right now, there's no questions that are left actually. And Chewy, you want to put a final word in? What is it you'd like to say to people to get them to go all in on your token, or maybe just a little in, bring them on in, slide them in real easy, get them comfy cozy, and then they can start accumulating?
Yeah, well, the contract is safe and sound. You can check it out yourself. We don't have any possibilities to rid you of your money, or the liquidity is locked, so we can't do anything there. Also, at the moment, our liquidity compared to our market cap is pretty high. We've got about $63,000 in liquidity compared to our 110,000 market cap. So,
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. That's like half. What?
Well, and that the nice thing behind that is, even if we do have a big sell, it doesn't tend to affect the chart that much.
Just try to put it back up and I hit something, I ruined it. Forget about it. Yeah, that makes a huge difference. I mean, because sometimes you see people that have their market cap is like 5 million and their liquidity locked is like 300,000. Like there's a big discrepancy between those two numbers, but yours is like half, which that's crazy. I'll say it again.
We wanted to build a strong project.
Yeah, and also the liquidity backing will go down when we reach higher market caps, because that's just how the liquidity pools work. But that's also why we have built in the 1% tax to the liquidity. That's gonna kick in when we reach below 25% liquidity backing, and then we automatically get a stronger liquidity, building our floor, getting ready to rise even higher.
Yep,
that's great. So guys, what do you think? What do you think? How many people do you want to see by the end of April of this year? How many people are you going to get in there?
The end of April, a realistic goal, I'd be happy to see double the holders we have now.
Okay, because you're so new. You're not even a month old, because it's very, very early here. It's a great time to get in, guys. Like remember what I said in my past videos, if we can't get in on pre-launch, we're going to try to get in on the pre-launches as much as we can from now on. But if we can't do that, we have to get in very, very early. And this is one of those tokens that happens to be very early. As you can see, it's less than 200 holders. The price is looking good right now. Entered an area of accumulation, and it's looking good. And I like the devs. They seem like really great guys. Nick and Chewy, I appreciate you so much for coming on by.
So before we go, we actually had something for you.
Okay.
We wanted to send you a little bit of a surprise. We've seen you retweeting our tweets. That's not something we asked you to do. It's something you've done all by yourself. We know you're big on cat charities and stuff. What we'd like to do is, after we get done with here, you send us your wallet address. We'd like to send you $500 to make as a donation to whatever charity you would like.
That's so sweet. How about I just tell you where you can send it? This
way,
way,
you can do that too.
This way you can just, and of course, I just want to give to, the one with the sad commercials that never seem to end on TV. The ones with the sad Sarah McLachlan's, that one. Maybe they can stop putting those things on TV that are like 30 minutes long.
I remember those when I was young. If you can remember the name and you send that information to me,
it's just the ASPCA.
ASPCA, that's it. I knew it was A something. Yeah, we can make that happen.
That would be awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's crazy. That's awesome. Very nice. That's great. Yep.
Definitely.
Those commercials do kill you. And they're so long. It's like they never end, right? It's the whole 2-minute
and
break is them.
I vividly remember those commercials. It was always when I was younger. I mean, I'm in my upper almost 40s now. But yeah, when I was, young in high school, laying in bed or something, middle of the night, those constantly popped on the TV.
The cold little shivering dog.
Yep.
That was always so cold. It was I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. I would have to look away or put the volume down because I didn't want to see it.
Yep.
I'm like, just please take my money. I can't even, because I'm such an animal person that it breaks my heart to see a hurt animal. It drives me nuts. I can't. I can't deal with it.
Maybe I'll pop it into the Telegram main chat and you'll have to go in there. I actually did a job today. I was way out in the countryside and I had a chicken following me around all day.
Aww.
So I had a little conversation with a chicken, just kind of hanging out.
That's what happens when you're an animal person. They know.
Oh yeah.
Animals can tell who are the good people and who are not the good people. They stay away from people they get bad vibes from. And that's, I always tell this story about my mother always wanted me to bring home boys so the dog could meet them to see if the dog would like them or not. If the dog didn't like them, it meant that they were probably a serial killer. Or maybe I won't come home that night. That was supposed to be funny. But you never know. In this day and age, you never know. But I do
Yeah.
really appreciate that, guys. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
definitely.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank
And guys,
you.
let's lend our support to Kitty Cat Token. If you're not going to buy in here yet, keep an eye on the chart, decide when you're going to buy in there, but at least give them a follow on Twitter. Go check them out in their Telegram group and consider getting in because it's still very early. And as we can see, the devs, they're animal people. Well, wait, Chewy, are you an animal person besides you being an animal?
Yeah, sure. I actually have a dog and 2 cats running around the house. So
You do?
I've seen pictures of his cats, and they are giant fur balls.
Aw. How do you not like people that like cats, right? Cats and dogs, that's awesome. Animal people are awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it here for us. I thank you again so much for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure to meet you both. And let's lend our support here to Kitty Cat Token because they're still so new. It's not even a month old. Let's do everything we can to help these guys out to make their project a success.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We're going to bail out now. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate you for dropping by. And until next time, remember, try to only buy on those red candles and please take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Thank you.
bye-bye.